My brothers and sisters, what is going on? This is Steel Sermon in the house. Another video for you guys. As always, do me a favor, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram. Link is posted in the description box below. So, let's talk about the Pens some more. Now, the other day, I came on here and I ripped into them, deservingly so, because they were just playing very bad hockey. And I actually had a video about Ron Hextall that I was going to upload over the weekend. But at first, I kind of decided to lay off of it a little bit. Let's just see how this weekend goes. And now I think I'm going to delay it a little further. I mean, I still have it recorded. I still have it edited. But I'm going to delay that for a little bit, considering the developments over what happened with the weekend for the Pens. The Pens, a perfect weekend. A win in St. Louis, and then a win last night over Tampa Bay. So let's talk about the two wins. Saturday afternoon against the St. Louis Blues, a game that was nationally televised. Pens were dominating in the first period, but then a double minor took momentum away from us. Blues capitalized. It's 1-0. But then the Pens get 2 goals to make it 2-1. And you think, okay, Pens are playing tough defense, and it kind of looks like early on in the season where, yeah, I mean, there are games where they don't score a ton of goals, but the defense and the goaltending is picking them up. Blues tied the game up at 2 late in the game. And at this point, I'm thinking to myself, here we go again. You know, I've seen this so many times with the Pens this year. They have a lead late in the game. They give it up. They blow it. The other team ties it. It goes to overtime when it really shouldn't go to overtime. That's the vibe I was getting in St. Louis. Game-winning goal in overtime. And the Pens skate away a 3-2 win over the Blues. Now, obviously in hockey, you take the 2 points. Wins are crucial, especially when you're fighting for a playoff spot. Granted, I still don't think this team is good enough to be in the playoffs, but you take the 2 points while you can. St. Louis, they're not a great team. As a matter of fact, they're in complete disarray. That's just not a good team over there in St. Louis. Ever since they won the Cup a couple years ago, they've been taking major steps backwards. But regardless, you can only play who's on your schedule. You take the win, you move on from there. The game that I was more focused on was last night against Tampa Bay. Now, obviously, Tampa is Tampa. They're one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. Probably the best team in the Eastern Conference. I mean, you may say it's Boston right now, but with me, they're kind of like the Kansas City Chiefs of the NHL. Just until someone dethrones them in the Eastern Conference, they're the team to beat. But the Tampa Bay Lightning, they come into Pittsburgh last night. It's 2-1 Lightning after the first period. And then a good friend of ours, Brian Elliott, who was Tampa Bay's goalie last night, did a repeat of Game 1 of 2018 against the Flyers. Pens scores 6 goals in the second period. 6 goals in the second period, including goals by none other than Teddy Bluger and Jeff Carter. 2 guys that have been on milk cartons for months for the Pens. They even score goals. Brian Dumoulin scored a goal. And we win it 7-3 last night over Tampa Bay. Lightning get a goal in the third period. Didn't really matter because we were crushing them all the way through, 7-3. Offense was obviously there. The shots, we were being aggressive with the shots. Defense, I thought, played very well last night. Goaltending, I think, did a really good job, not just last night, but over the weekend as well. I mean, 4 goals allowed all weekend for the Pens. So, obviously, yeah, it was a really good weekend for me, and I'm recording this now because, you know, when you're in the heat of the moment of things, it's hard to over-exaggerate things, and it's easy to get too excited. So I wanted to wait and be rational to organize my thoughts a little bit. So that's why I'm doing this now. So let's just be honest here. It was a fantastic week for the Pens. It was a perfect week for the Pens. They get 4 points, and I believe we leapfrogged our way back into the number one wild card in the Eastern Conference. So yeah, I mean, if the playoffs started today, we wouldn't be playing Boston right now. We'd be playing Carolina, which that's still a very difficult opponent. I mean, the Hurricanes swept the season series against us, but so that's the good. 4 points on the weekend. We're back in the playoff picture. But, and this is one Kim Kardashian-sized butt right here. These 2 wins do not turn the whole season around. I still stand by my statement that, this team is just old. This team is slow. They lack the youth on the team because the average age on the Pens right now is almost 29 years old. Okay? I know a 29-year-old male seems like a young person. They're a young man. I know in general, out of context, that seems like a young man. But in hockey sense, these guys aren't kids. These guys have been in the league for a long time, and they've been bounced around from team to team before they finally found a home here in Pittsburgh. These guys ain't babies. These guys ain't kids. These guys are veterans. The Pens have the oldest roster in the league. Okay? Average age of almost 29 years old. Okay? We still need a lot of youth. These 2 wins aren't just the duct tape that just patches over everything and it's like, oh, the team is back. Oh, the team is fine. See, it was just a bad losing streak. Everything's okay. I'm sitting here right now. I'm not trying to rain on your parade, okay? I'm not downplaying the win. Those were 2 very good wins for the Pens. I mean, obviously the Blues aren't good and, Brian Elliott, he's the worst regular season goaltender in the league, but still Tampa Bay is a phenomenal team. I'm not downplaying these wins. Please understand that. What I am saying, though, is these 2 wins do not fix up the season. I'm still saying wait a little bit. Let's see what they do like a week from today when I come back here on and recap the Pens for the week. And we'll see how things have picked up. I mean, still, you got that useless trash can Brock McGinn who still hasn't recorded a point now in 25 games. Okay? 25 games. And obviously, there's going to come a point in time where he does record a point, where he does get an assist, and even if he scores a goal, there's going to come a point in time where he puts a point. But still, it's too little, too late. And I still plan on releasing that Ron Hextall video. But for right now, this is not a time to complain about the Pens. These were 2 very good wins. We got a tough road trip ahead of us. It starts Tuesday night. We play in Nashville to play the Predators. That's a good team they got down there. And let's just see if the Pens truly have figured it out and turned around, or if we're just going to see more of the same. But for right now, well done, Pens. You got 4 points on the weekend. You surge yourself back in the playoff picture. I'm not going to complain about that. But yeah, let me know what you think down in the comments below. Steel Sermon, checking on out for the day. May God be with you all.